What is up, everybody? Welcome to the weekend, and we're back with the Grind Show. If you're not familiar what this format is, it is basically a Saturday show that puts you in perspective of what's happening next week in Marvel Contest of Champions, starting from Saturday, going up to Friday of next week. And that is exactly what the show is in a nutshell. The show would not be possible without the amazing work of Dan, Frontline MCOC, who is also the podcast co-host with myself on the Battlegrounds and Beyond podcast. So you can catch up with Dan on Twitter and as well on the site, which is frontlinemcoc.home.blog, which just puts you in touch with everything going on in MCOC. If you feel lost and you need updates, information, then go and check out Dan on Twitter and as well on the page, which is the one that we're referring to, and especially the amazing MCOC calendar. Now, let's kick off with today on Saturday, and I would say the week ahead looks a little bit kind of like up and down, up and down. We kick off with Saturday. Summoner camp objectives, go do them. It's a reminder, it's very important to get them done. As I lost an entire week of playing Marvel Contest a couple of weeks ago, it is kind of like put me in a very kind of bad stead with that, which is disappointing. But what can you do if you've got no internet for 7 days? What can you do? But the only other thing is event quest completion, which is going to be on. So go and do that as your 22-hour event. Very, very important, especially if you're looking to acquire things like units, revives, and health potions. And especially when it comes to Day of the Deadpool, which should be live as this video goes out. The only other thing that's taking place is there's going to be an alliance war is on for those that indeed do it. And in, whatever you're doing, alliance wars is an important thing in order to get those lovely rewards, which are now being buffed. We hope AQ gets buffed soon. On Sunday, well, there's not much on, sadly. There's nothing kind of huge to kind of let you know, except for there is going to be a Tier 4 Basic Arena. Tier 4 Basic Arena will indeed be on for those that grind it, but as well, hero use should be your 22-hour event. So to bear in mind is that the way the sequence comes in, especially from how it was on Thursday, it's late in the day UK time and it goes down by 2 hours each time. So there could be a case that there's some discrepancy as I go through the what 22-hour event drops. But that again is just down to a hourage sequences, and do bear in mind that if I say it's going to be at 10 AM UK time, it is probably going to be a whole different time for you in whatever time zone you're in. But it gives you a perspective of what is coming on. Kicking off the week is a Monday, of course it is, and on Monday there is quite a bit going on. There's the usual with your summoner objectives, go do them because we are coming to an end point of them, and also there is a level up, likely a level up event that's going on for your 22-hour event, so look out for that one. There's also, and this is good news for those that spend, it is a reset of the purchase limit in the Black ISO market. So for the featured 6-star, and it should be the featured 5-star, there is the refresh of those for those that indeed like to kind of like, get something for what they're spending monetary wise. What else is going on? Well, Battlegrounds Season 1 is coming to an end. Sadly for me, if you know the story, I lost 7 days of progression in game. I had no internet, and what does no internet mean? That's right, you can't play Marvel Contest of Champions. And in that particular week I was meant to have vacation, I was going to create my battle deck, I was going to spend some time in Battlegrounds and catch up. Sadly, and as I said, you can't play without any internet, so I wasn't able to kind of like get what I needed done. I'm hoping I can get like one squeeze of a little day in over the weekend, but it's ifs, buts and maybes. I need gold more than I need this because of potentially the Day of the Deadpool event. But in any case, Season 1 is coming to an end. Season 2 is coming very, very soon for that one. So that's something to point out, that it will be the first season ending. Also, there will be an alliance war that's on. I mean, the Day of the Deadpool obviously is going to be the other thing that comes to an end. Those events, whether or not it's arena, whether or not it's solo events, whether it's whatever it is, it will come to indeed an end with it. But also it will be an arena number 2 for a round 2 arena for Black Cat and Nick Fury. So keep locked to MCN as we'll go over the arena results and predictions. And there's an alliance war on as well for those that do the alliance war. On Tuesday, the British Day of Chewing, it is kind of a dead day. There's not much kind of going on. There may be some announcements for stuff, but it's generally a quiet day. And I would say use that Tuesday to do stuff, whether or not that's doing a load of runs of Rifts, whether or not it's catching up on EOP, whether or not that's Battlegrounds. If it comes back for the Season 2 on that day, I'm not 100% sure. We need to find out some more info with that one. But do arena grinding, do questing, do whatever. Go and do some permanent content. It's a perfect time to catch up. I'm certainly going to use it because, as I said, I am behind, losing all those hours. Which, when you total the amount of hours, if you could play 5 hours a day over 7 days, like, come on, that's 30 plus hours. That's 35 hours. It's like, damn. That's a lot of hours to lose in MCOC, especially if you want to make progress. But in any case, I digress. I had a nice relaxing holiday. Moving on. It is a quiet day, but you've got arena wins on for your 22-hour event, potentially, and as well the Summoner Camp objective. Get it done. Coming to the end, people. Coming to the end. Let's go. Wednesday now. Okay, what's on for Wednesday? Well, AQ is coming to an end as soon as it starts, as soon as it ends. That's something to point out very, very importantly. It is also potentially going to be a event quest completion. So if you're holding back on some of the chapters, later chapters, some of the quests, it's a great opportunity to go and kind of like get like the top kind of whack of the milestones with 22-hour event. Use that to your benefit. Also, we have got a Class Catalyst Arena. For those that do the Class Catalyst Arena, I know there are people out there that do the Class Catalyst one potentially, but again, you do you at the end of the day. There's also a sneaky little thing that's coming on by if you haven't done it already, and that is if you've got any leftover flexing crystal shards, you need to make the purchases. And what I tend to do, as soon as I get one of these, I purchase them just so they're there. It just means that what they'll do when they're done, or that particular crystal is finished, it goes right down to the bottom and it's just there. If I'm holding them for whatever reason and saving them for whatever reason, blah blah blah, then that's kind of, again, down to personal preference. People might kind of grab, pop. So again, you do you at the end of the day of how you want to kind of like do them. But what else is on? There's only a little smidgen of extra stuff, and that is it's your 1 week reminder until the gauntlet finishes. So if you're like me, you've done one round, and I'm waiting, I think, for this weekend until I go back in again to blast through the EOP with the other Paragon objectives. Then that's that. But you've got your 1 week notice of Eternity of Pain number 3 ending, and get it done. That Dragoman, though, does not want to throw special attacks. Thursday now, and Thursday has got some stuff to it. It's not like a huge amount of stuff. Summoner Camp objective, go do it. Hero use might be the other 22-hour event that is on for the day, potentially. It's going to be what I assume this to be, Spider-Man Arena. So, as a lot of you know, we got ourselves a brand new champion within the game. That brand new champion, or champions, is Spot, and as well it is Spider-Man Supreme. Oh my god. Spider-Man Supreme, which is interesting to get a Spider-Verse based character that is that. Rate it. It's a thing. Sure, there's a lot of criticism about it, but it's a character. It's in the game, as well as Spot. But it should go into the arena as being the first champion. If I've done, I think the early access bundles will kind of point that way. The only other one is Doc Ock. I think this is going to be a sneaky option with Doc Ock to get. If you want to get like a very low. This is also very important because it's a Karina's Challenge. Now, debatable whether or not Karina's Challenges are worth doing nowadays based on the time investment and the rewards you get back from it, based on the Tier 3 Alpha and Tier 6 Basic. That's up for debate. But that's another thing as well as like whether or not you want to go for it. But it's an opportunity, especially for the 5-star version. But you do get that from another Karina's Challenge. Again, it's down to personal preference on that particular one. There's also going to be an Alliance War. So an Alliance War will be on for those that indeed do Alliance War. And the final thing, which is probably the most important thing of the day, is the return of Incursions. Yes, Thursday we'll see the return of Incursions, October 13th. And that's going to be really fun. I think I'm going to try and live stream it, if I'm being honest. Like, I quite fancy kind of doing it. I definitely want to try and see about doing the furthest zone. I don't think I'll do it solo, or if not, I might make a video. I haven't 100% decided on how I want to kind of cover this one. But it it's going to be something that's going to be interesting. Maybe we'll do like a kind of like a breakdown of like what's improved with it and stuff. I may even do like a kind of a prior. I don't know. I'll think about it. But yeah, like it's going to be back on the 13th, the Thursday. And Friday sees a very kind of quiet end to the week. There is potentially a level up event that's going to be on for your 22-hour event. Get your sunglasses. It is coming close to the end, people, for that. Also, there is a lock on the Alliance War Season Rewards eligibility. Do bear in mind, like, this isn't like how it was last season, where a limited amount of rewards will allow you to get the eligibility for the rewards for the season. So be careful. Also, it's AQ enlistment. It's a very kind of quiet end to the week, which has probably seemed like a very kind of spicy kind of like, you know, like a very kind of like spicy end, and then kind of petering out, going spicy, and then out again. So it's a very kind of up and down week with stuff. And yeah, that's been that's what's happening next week in Marvel Contest of Champions. Do bear in mind, anything can really happen. And come back to the channel for more news and updates and things like that. I think the most crucial tip, the grind tip, is about candy. A lot of people I've seen are just going straight out to kind of like spend candy, and as much as that's fine, it does cause a bit of a problem, because if you're going to like spend candy really quickly, then you might make a mistake by doing so. If you see my spreading cost or spreading spend a video, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about and how it's kind of like benchmark this and how it's just kind of like can play into it when you go into the candy shop going, because you don't get guaranteed candy each time. Of the 35 runs, I think it's 35 runs, there's a chance, because it's only 90% that you get candy. So what happens if you don't get candy? There's your problem. With Data Deadpool at the moment, and like I will be doing a separate video, like I've done a video about how to get gold quickly. If it is indeed gold offers, I don't know that. The point of getting this video out, but you might want to consider your candy, if you get it, being invested into buying things like gold from this, especially if you're Cavalier and upwards. And also consider other options of going, you don't have to buy everything for your progression. You also can go like, well, I don't want tier 4 basic. Why do I want to buy tier 4 basic? Why do I want to buy tier 4 class catalyst? Why do I want to buy tier 1 alpha? You can make those decisions. You don't have to buy them. You can buy whatever you want. And the great thing about spreading your spend between different things. Check out the video, check out the spreadsheet where I've talked about this a bit more on the particular subject. And there's also going to be videos about, it's a bit difficult to explain now, some really good options to take on these particular objectives here for Thronebreaker. Because like I've only done at the point of getting this video, I've only done the run once. So going, right, for the second run, I'll do it with like the champions that I want to do in order to make like cheese guides. So look out for like videos on that one. I also wanted to make this a very quick segment, and yeah, I think just focusing in on what you need to do, getting some event quests done in order to gather gold quickly. That's my job now. Is like as soon as I finish this video, do another video, and then 100% all the way through. Finally, check out some other content located on screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video whenever that will be. Cheers, everybody. Have a good one.